Hello and welcome to ETCFO. We are here at the fifth edition of ETCFO Leadership Summit, and I have with me Ms. Jayanthi Gopal, Head of HR, Mashreq Global Network India. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Ma'am, I want to understand it from you. What challenges does CFO and CHRO faces, specifically as you are from the HR side? What challenges does HR see in aligning human capital and the finance capital?
Oh, well, our problem is one of the problems is aligning metrics. We've had always, in no matter which ERP systems we have, the finance side of metrics and the operational side of metrics and the human capital side of metrics have never matched. This has been a perpetual problem many companies face. Yes, we have ERP systems which kind of align, but there is probably a difference in the understanding of definitions of how a CFO looks at human capital metrics versus what a CHRO would look at it. So I think we are the new age ERP solutions are trying to bridge this gap by providing really good hyper customized reports and things like that. But there's a long way to go for us to speak the same language in terms of the operational metrics. Come to think of it, an attrition, a cost of an attrition, or a cost of skill gap is not something that is even today qualified by a CFO. A skill gap is a skill gap, but to hire them only when you hire a new resource that gets quantified. I think the whole talent metrics needs to be quantified in a way, and there's a long way for us to go in quantifying this, because let's accept it, people are the biggest asset for any organization. It's not a cliche, but a CFO needs to quantify that.
Very meaningful points, ma'am. Also, ma'am, with the very soon the new labor code will be introduced. So I want to understand from you, what impact will it have on on Indian CFOs as well as HR perspective as well.
Sure, I think it's been in the pipeline for a long time. During COVID, a lot of us were preparing for the implementation of the new wage code. And I think there's a fair degree of preparedness amongst both the CFOs and the CHROs when the new wage code comes. And I think it will be a welcome change, because our labor laws are very ancient. Today's new age economy does not quite fit into it. I'm looking forward to it in one aspect, that it legitimizes fixed term employment, which means it legitimizes gig workers. I mean, who today works in the same company for life? So why give them a permanent employment, and why not legitimize a fixed term employment? I think that's just one aspect of it. There are many aspects where we're required to produce data, where we're required to comply with a lot of things, and these are things we'll get used to over a period of time. I'm sure there are enough consultants here who will help us get prepared for the new wage code. But the new wage code is the way to go, considering we've gone and undergone a transformation in the way we've dealt with talent, we've dealt with people, and we've dealt with the labor workforce in India over the past 50 years.
Very meaningful. Just one last question. And this is on the event. How was your experience of this ETCFO Leadership Summit?
Oh, I got to meet a lot of interesting people, the CFO side of the world. In the panel that I was in, I was the only CHRO, so it felt a little daunting, like how it feels when you're in a boardroom and you are answering the HR questions along the CFOs. But it was nice. It was a nice bunch of people I got to meet and interact with. Lovely session.
Thank you very much. Thank you.